Shalom Israel, we're gonna get started in just a second. That's 2 hour Texas. I can just drink that like that. The water. All right, Shalom Israel. This Israelite School of UPK. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Today is Monday night history class, and we just finishing off what we left off last week. You understand? Let me see. We started at Genesis 43 and 31. Let me see. Okay, yeah, because that's where we're gonna start off at. Hold on, let me see. 47. Okay, yeah, so we got a little bit of reading to do. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Shalom Israelite School of UPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Like I said, today is Monday night history class. And what we went over last week was how Israel became slaves in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Israel became slaves in Egypt. You understand? Just to go over the little story again, if you missed the class last week, you understand? Joseph, he was one of Israel's sons, the youngest at the time, and he was having dreams that basically like he was going to rule over his brothers, and even his dad and his mother was going to bow down to him. You understand? He was having all these different dreams. So what ended up happening was his brothers became jealous, and they conspired against him. Like, you know, man, we need to kill him. You understand? Because he having all these dreams. He think that he finna rule over us one day. And so we gonna kill him, and that's gonna show that his dreams is not true. You understand? And then on top of that, they had a little bit of hatred towards Joseph, the younger brother, because he was Israel said that was his favorite son. You know, Israel had 12 sons and one daughter. Out of all his children, he was like, man, Joseph, you know what I'm saying? That's my favorite son right there. You understand? He loved him so much that he gave him a coat of many colors. Yes, he gave him a coat that was a variety of different colors. So his brothers, they envied him. They was jealous. So they said, you know what, we need to conspire against him to kill him. So one day Joseph was asking where his brothers was, and his dad was like, go check on him. Shalakia. His dad was like, go check on your brothers and them. You know what I'm saying? Go see if they doing all right with herding the sheep and all the livestock. Go see if they tawab. So he went to go check on his brothers. He couldn't find them. He asked somebody else, like, me, you see my brothers? He told him, like, man, they over there with the sheep. So as he walking from a distance, his older brothers see him. You know what I'm saying? Benjamin, Simeon, Levi, Judah, all his brothers see him, right? And when they see him walking from a distance, they like, you know what, man, let's do something to this nigga. I know he our brother and all that, but let's kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So they conspired to kill him. You understand? And then Simeon was like, man, you know, being an older brother and having compassion, he like, man, you know, we ain't gonna kill our own brother, man. You understand? Shalom on Christ. You know what I'm saying? Quran, y'all good to the water for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, this our youngest brother. We ain't gotta kill him. You understand? And then Judah, you know what I'm saying, being how he is, he was like, you know what, yeah, Simeon, right. We ain't gotta kill him. But let's at least sell this nigga to the Arabs. You understand? Let's sell him to the Arabs, and that way we can get some profit from it. You know, so we can get some money from this situation instead of kill. We kill them, we ain't gonna get no money for it. So they was like, you know what, you right, Judah. Let's just sell them to the Arabs. So as Joseph come walking from a distance, they snatched Joseph up. They snatched the coat off his back that his dad had gave him, and they threw him in a well. And as they conspiring exactly what they gonna do, some Midianites, like some Arabs or something, they come and they take Joseph out the hole, and they take him to Egypt and sell him as a slave to Egypt. So when his brothers go back to the well, they like, damn, what the hell happened to Joseph? This nigga ain't even in the well no more. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, damn, that's crazy. Man, now our father finna be hella mad. And so we gotta figure out a plan to make this look innocent, like we didn't have nothing to do with this. So they was like, you know what that coat that our father gave him. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill a lamb. You understand? We're gonna take the blood from the lamb and we're gonna put it all over the coat. So then we're gonna bring it to our father. So that way our father think that he got killed by a bear or something on the way to us. You understand? We're gonna say we didn't even see him. We just found his coat. So they bring all the sheep back to the house, and they see their father Israel, and they came running up to him, and they was like, Father, is this our brother's coat? Only you know. And then father was like, yeah, that's your little brother's coat. I'm pretty sure as bloody as that coat is right now, he's dead. You understand? And Israel was very grieved at that. So then what ended up happening is that Israel don't understand that his son just got sold into slavery. He's not dead. He don't know that his sons is lying to him about it. You understand? So long story short, we're gonna just fast forward a little bit. He got sold as a slave to the Egyptians. Pharaoh decided to let him live in the house. You understand? He decided to let him live in the house, and I'm saying he was smart. He was well favored. Everybody liked him, even though he was a Hebrew. You understand? And then it was a famine in the land. You understand? And Joseph ended up being put in prison because it was a stinking Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? It was a stinking Egyptian trying to have sex with him. And he told the Egyptian woman, he like, man, look, you Pharaoh's wife. Like Pharaoh, he brought me to this land. You understand? He made me feel at home. He gave me everything I ever wanted. Why did he accept you because you his wife? No, why would I do this evil thing and have sex with his wife? I'm not gonna do that. So she didn't want to hear. She didn't take no as a no for no. You understand? She was aggressive. So every time she seen Joseph, she was trying to get him to have sex with her every time. And then one day Joseph was in the Pharaoh's house, and he was using the bathroom. And while he's sitting there using the bathroom, she come up from behind him and grab him. You know what I'm saying? We already know what that means. She came up from behind and grabbed him, and then he tore his garment out her hands. Like, man, watch out! What are you doing? And she like, man, lie with me. He like, man, hell nah. And he ran up out of there. So she was so mad, shooting her shot so many times and getting turned down and bricking. She was like, you know what? I'm finna get this nigga killed. You know what I'm saying? So that piece of garment that when he tore his garment out of her hand, that piece of garment was stuck in her hand. She was like, I'm going to use this as evidence to lie on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So Pharaoh ended up coming back. And when Pharaoh came back, she was like, man, you brought this Egyptian into this house just to mock us. You brought him to our land and to live in our palace just to mock us. And he's like, what you mean? He was like, man, he tried to rape me. You understand? If you don't believe me, look I got a piece of his garment. He came in here and tried to rape me. And only until I yelled out loud, that's when he got up off of me. And the guards ran in here, but he already ran and jumped out the window and ran through the door and got away. So then Pharaoh like, oh, is that right? I've treated this nigga like he was Egyptian. And this nigga gonna try to rape my wife? So he was like, man, yeah, man, hey, man, when y'all catch that nigga, put him in prison. He wasn't trying to hear nothing Joseph was saying, even though Joseph didn't rape him. And like I was telling you last week, and a week before last, we're going over this story. When you read in Genesis, you're gonna be able to correlate that to how the poverty and the slavery that Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians going through in America right now. You understand? Like how many Black men that have been falsely imprisoned and been you know what I'm saying murdered behind a white woman lying on them. Like look what happened to Emmett Till. Emmett Till got murdered. He's 14 years old. You understand? Because a white woman lied and said that he whistled at her. You understand? They ran in his house in the middle of the night, kidnapped him, beat him, shot him, dragged him from a rope tied to a truck. You know what I'm saying? Tied center blocks to his feet and threw him in the river. You understand? His body was so unrecognizable. You understand? The only reason why his mom and family was able to identify him is because he had his dad ring on that day. You understand? And his mom had an open casket just so we can see what these devils had done. But guess what? It was all because that white woman lied on him. This same thing was going on in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So it was under the Africans. This African woman lied on Joseph because he didn't want to have sex with her, and got this man put in prison. You understand? So, like I said, you're gonna be when you read these stories, it's gonna be a lot of situations, things that happen. You're gonna be able to correlate what the slavery that we going through in America, because that was slavery what Joseph was in. You understand? That was, even though he was rich and, you know what I'm saying, he had everything he wanted, that was still slavery, man, because he was under another nation. And let's take a look at Rosewood, Florida. You understand? You ain't familiar with Rosewood, Florida riots. The Rosewood, Florida riot happened because a white woman lied and said a black woman, a black man raped her. You know what I'm saying? But then when history was told after that, the truth came out, and it was some white men that raped her. You understand? But they turned around and flipped it and said some black man raped a white woman. So what they do, they came through Rosewood, and they came through shooting and burning everything and shooting any black person in sight, all because this white woman lied. So you got to understand, man. This same thing was going on in Genesis, man. When we served that 400 years under them stinking dirty ass them dirty Africans. You understand? So just to keep going over the story though. So while Joseph is in prison for this false accusation of him trying to rape Pharaoh's wife, a butler ended up coming to prison, and when a butler got to prison, he was like, man, I'm having these terrible dreams. It was two butlers. I know it was a maid and it was a butler, and they both came in at the same time because Pharaoh was angry with them for something. I forgot exactly what it was, but they came to prison. They was in prison with Joseph, and they was like, man, I'm having all these awful dreams, and you know what I'm saying. So then Joseph translated their dreams for him. You know what I'm saying? Joseph was like, you gonna go back out there and you gonna work for Pharaoh, but you butler, you gonna get killed when you know what I'm saying, when Pharaoh come back. He gonna kill you and he gonna let you go. You understand? But then Joseph was like, this is the interpretation of your dream. So when you get out of here, you know what I'm saying, let the Pharaoh know that I didn't do that. I didn't try to rape his wife. Let him know that I'm innocent, man. Don't forget about me. But then the maid went back out there. The butler got killed. The maid went back out there and he forgot Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Just as quick as he went back out there and to serve Pharaoh, he forgot Joseph. So then the Pharaoh started to have dreams. You understand? And he was like, man, I'm having all these dreams. It's waking me up out of my sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then only until then, the maid, and this, you got to understand, this is over a couple of years at a time. So he was in prison for a cool little minute, you know what I'm saying, for a few years. And then the maid was like, damn, Pharaoh, you having dreams? He was like, you know what? You already brought all the magicians, all the tarot card readers. You brought everybody in our kingdom to come interpret your dream, and nobody was able to interpret it. But guess what? It's this Hebrew that was in prison with me. You understand, that you put in prison, and he translated my dreams, and he told me you was gonna let me out and kill the other butler, and that happened. You understand that he a priest and prophet of God. You understand? I think you should let him out. He told me don't forget about him, but I forgot. You should let him out. He should be able to interpret your dreams. So then Pharaoh was like, what, for real? So then what happened was they let Joseph out of prison. You understand? When they let Joseph out of prison, he translated his dreams, and he told him, man, look, this is what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a famine for 7. It's gonna be a famine. It's gonna be good crop for 7 years, and it's gonna be a famine for 7 years. So this is what you need to do. Well, he gave him the whole blueprint on how to survive. You understand? So if it wasn't for Joseph, there would be no Egypt. He gave them the whole blueprint on how to survive. You know, so he said you need to store these crops and all these food for 7 years. You need to store it, because after you get done storing this food for 7 years, it's gonna be 7 years of famine. There's not gonna be no crops growing, no food, no nothing. So this is what you need to do. You understand? So what had happened was when Joseph told him that, it ended up happening. He was like, damn, this nigga's, yeah, you serve a real God. You a real priest and prophet of the Lord. What you said was true. It's actually happening. You know what I'm saying? So then everybody that was suffering this famine, that didn't know what was going to happen, they had to come to Egypt to get food. You understand? And then the Pharaoh ended up putting Joseph second in command. He was like, then like the vice president. You know what I'm saying? So after he ended up being put in second in command, like I said, everybody had to come to Egypt and get food because it was a famine throughout everywhere. So guess what? Joseph is older now. You know what I'm saying? He's been in Egypt for years now. You understand? He just got out of prison. You understand? He now he's like the vice president of Egypt. And so what ended up happening, his brother and them don't have no food. His brother and his father and them don't have any food. So where they gotta go? They gotta go to Egypt. So when they come to Egypt, and I'm saying they don't recognize Joseph because Joseph was a kid when this happened when he was sold into slavery. You understand? And conspired against by his brothers. So he remembers his brothers. You understand? Because they was grown, but they don't remember him. They know that they got a little brother, but they don't know it's him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's living the Egyptian lifestyle now. You understand? He got the whole Egyptian clothes on everything, and he's grown now. They don't know it's him. So they end up coming and try to buy some food. You understand? Because everybody's in a famine. And then he like, y'all must be spies. He just playing with them. Because he's like, man, these my damn brothers. Wow. So he was like, y'all niggas some spies coming here, huh? Y'all trying to see the nakedness of Egypt so y'all can try to come conquer us, huh? And they're like, no, man, we farmers. You understand? We ain't never conquered nobody, bro. We farmers, bro. We all the brothers of one man. And he's like, how many brothers you got? He was like, man, I got 11 brothers. 12 brothers, including me. And he was like, so where all of them at? You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, they all be alive with my father, except the ones that you see right now. And then one of them is we don't know where he's at. So then he's talking about Joseph. And then so Joseph was like, look it, I'm gonna give y'all this food. You know what I'm saying? But first, y'all need to bring, if you say you got all these brothers and families and stuff, you need to bring them to me so I can know that you're not lying. You understand? Because if you don't bring them to me, you understand? I'm gonna know that you lying and you an actual spy. You understand? So they're like, man, look, that's fine. That's fine. So then they went back to their father. They went back to Israel. They were like, look, he said that he want our youngest brother to come with us or you to come with us. Or if he don't, then he going to kill us because he think we spies. And he was like, and Israel was like, why the hell did you tell him it was good? You told him my youngest son going to go with y'all? Oh, nigga, look what happened last time my youngest son with y'all. The nigga came up dead, but he not knowing Joseph not dead. So you like, nigga, I'm not gonna give you my other youngest son. No, it ain't happening. You might as well tell him do what he got to do because it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So they end up convincing his dad to let him come. So then that's what we're gonna pick up at. You know what I'm saying? So when they let him come, Joseph was like, you know what, y'all not no spies, and I'm gonna treat y'all good. So where did we stop at last week? We will go to Genesis 43 and 31. Okay, no, yeah, we're gonna start at hold on, let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start at 31. Genesis 43 and 31. No, Genesis 43 and 26. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house and bowed themselves to the earth. And he asked them of their welfare and said, is your father well? The old man of whom ye spake, is he yet alive? So this is Joseph talking to his brothers. His brothers don't know this Joseph yet. So he asking, he like, man, you said you got a father, man. He old, he's sick. You know what I'm saying? Is he all right though? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember he ain't seen his dad since he was a kid. So he just like, damn, nigga, I'm glad to hear that my dad is still alive. I'm glad to hear that my brothers and my sisters are still alive. You understand? My mom is still alive. Everybody's well. I'm glad to hear that. But he's not telling him that he's their brother yet. And they answered, thy servant, our father, is in good health. He is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obstinance. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, is this your younger brother, of whom ye spake unto me? And he said, God be gracious unto thee, my son. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did not yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep. And he entered into the chamber, and he wept there. So then he see the youngest brother Benjamin coming up, who will be Jamaicans. He was like, damn, is this the youngest brother that y'all was talking about? You understand? He was like, yeah, this our youngest brother we was talking about. Yeah, I told you we ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, then that's crazy. So then he didn't want to cry in front of him, so he had to excuse himself. And he walked into the other room and he started crying, just like, God damn, nigga, my this is my family, nigga. I thought I wasn't gonna never see these niggas again. This my brother. You understand? My mother's son. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep reading. And he washed his face and went out and reframed himself and said, set on bread. So then he washed his face. He got together and stuff like, man, let me get it together. Let me wipe these tears away. Wash my face. I don't want these niggas to see me crying. You know what I'm saying? And then they went and sat down. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with them by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for it is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Yeah, so they ate, the Hebrews ate over here, the Egyptians ate over here. And you know why I said it's an abomination unto the Egyptians? You know what I'm saying? Because the Egyptians was homosexuals, first off. You understand? They should shave, like General Muhammad was just bringing that out today. They should shave their eyebrows off. They shave all the hair off their face, their beard, their head, their body. They shave all the hair off because it was an abomination to have hair. But the Israelites, you understand, we got a little bit of hair on our arms, we got beards, you know, so we got big afros, and you understand, they're like, man, these niggas disgust, these niggas not clean. I say these niggas is not clean, but I think they had them niggas sit over there. We segregated. Ain't no Egyptians and Hebrews coming together over here. Had them niggas sit over here. We Egyptians, we gonna sit right here. You know what I'm saying? We don't sit with people that's hairy. You know what I'm saying? It's against our law to have any hair on your body. Just like your oppressor. That's why today is that's why America is the modern day Egypt. You can't tell me one thing that Americans do that's different from what the Egyptians was doing. Because the Egyptians was doing the same thing. You understand? The Egyptians was doing the same thing. And then one part I left out, just to add on to that, you know what I'm saying? When they let Joseph out of prison, like I said, he was in there a few years. So he got big beard, afro. He you know what I'm saying? So when they let him out of prison, they made him shave everything off. They made him shave it because, like I said, it's an abomination to the Egyptians to sit with Hebrews. Why? Because the Egyptians Hebrews got hair. You understand? The Egyptians didn't like hair. You understand what I'm saying? It said Hebrews, for is an abomination unto the Egyptians, and they sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men marveled at one another. And he took and sent messes unto them from before him. But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs, and they drank and were merry with him. You know what I'm saying? So when they sit down eating stuff, everybody getting their plates, but he made sure Benjamin got his plate was 5 times bigger than everybody, all the rest of his brothers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one of the reasons why, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, because Benjamin didn't have nothing to do. Like, you gotta remember, all his brothers conspired and they agreed that they was gonna sell Joseph away to the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Because he was having these dreams saying that he was gonna rule over them and they were gonna bow down to him. And you know what I'm saying? They was mad that their father Israel said that he's my favorite son. They was hot. You understand? So Benjamin didn't have nothing to do with that. He was a baby at the time. You know what I'm saying? So he's showing him more love than he doing his other brothers and sisters. His other brothers. In verse 40, chapter 44, and he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sack with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack mouth, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. So he was like, man, yeah, man, make sure you fill. Hey, man, they finna get up out of here after eating. Make sure you fill their sacks up with anything that they want. Make sure it's filled up with food. You know what I'm saying? This silver cup that I drink from right here, man, get us to put this in the Benjamin's bag. You know what I'm saying? The youngest brother. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the men. And when thou doest overtake them, say unto them, wherefore has ye rewarded evil for good? Is not this in it which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divideth? Ye have done evil in so doing. So he said, okay, when they leave, they finna leave at daybreak. You know what I'm saying? As soon as that sun pop up in the sky, they finna leave. So as soon as it got daytime, all his brothers hopped on their donkeys with everything that Joseph had gave them, and they start going to their father. They start going back to their father's house. And Joseph was like, hey, as soon as they ride off, he told his basically like his maid or something, you know what I'm saying, or his a person he had working for him, his officer. He told him, hey man, follow them. Make sure you follow them. And when you follow them, you know what I'm saying, pull them over and search their bags. And when you find my cup, I asked them why did they steal the cup after I gave them all this food and gave them everything they wanted. Why did they steal my cup, even though I gave them the cup? You understand? And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. And they said unto him, wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that thy servant should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sack's mouth, we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then shall we steal out of thy Lord's house silver or gold? With whomsoever of thy servant it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And he said, now also let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and he shall be blameless. So he said, man, what? Man, we ain't stole nothing, but we ain't stole nothing. Everything that we got, he gave us, man. And then he's like, but matter of fact, before that, when we came from the land of Canaan, we was trying to bring him gifts. You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna bring him gifts for and then turn around and steal from him? That don't make no sense. He's like, so if any one of us got anything, because I know my brothers, I know we don't steal them, so we don't have that type of background. So anybody that's with me got anything stolen, put him to death, and we gonna be your slaves. You understand? If any one of my brothers stole anything from you, the man that you find with the stolen merchandise, kill him, and all the rest of us, we gonna go back to Egypt and be your slaves. You know what I'm saying? That's how much for a fact I know ain't nobody with me stole nothing. That's what he was saying, right? And he said, behold, the money, verse 9. Oh no, verse 10. And he said, now also let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and ye shall be blameless. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground, and opened every man his sack. So they hopped off their cattle, they hopped off their donkeys and their camels and all that, and they start opening up all their bags. Like, nigga, you can check every bag, bro. We ain't hide nothing. And he searched and began at the oldest and left at the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they rent their clothes and ladded every man his ass and returned to the city. And Judah and his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. So when the little officer dude checking their bags, he find the cup in Benjamin's bag, which was the youngest. He started at the oldest, and he went down to the youngest searching bags. So he went to Benjamin's bag, and he found the cup in there. So he looking at them like that. You just said, whoever I find it and kill him, and we all gonna go back to Egypt as slaves. So once they seen that cup came out his bag, they start ripping their clothes. Oh, damn. Why did you steal it? Like, man, why this nigga steal something, bro? I would have never said that. Why did he steal from these people? You understand? So then they hopped back, they put all their bags back on the donkeys, and they were like, man, we finna go back to Egypt, man. We gotta keep, we already said what we said. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go back to Egypt and be their bondmen. So they came back to Egypt, they went to Joseph's house and fell before him. And Joseph said unto them, what deed is this that ye have done? Won't ye not that such a man as I carry certain divine? He was like, nigga, look what you did. Do you not know that I'm second in command of the Egypt? You understand? One of the greatest kingdoms to ever flourish right now. You understand? This is what you gonna do to me? Even though they didn't steal from him. You know what I'm saying? He told them to put it in his bag, but it's all for a reason. And Judah said, what shall we say unto my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? God hath found out the iniquity of thy servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also with whom the cup is found. And he said, God forbid that I should do so, but the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. And as for you, get you up in peace unto thy father. Then Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ear, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even a fair as even Salakia, for thou art even as Pharaoh. So he was like, nah. Oh, so you said all y'all gonna be my slaves together? He's like, nah, all y'all go back to y'all father, but that little one, little Benjamin, who my cup was in his bag, he gonna be my servant. And then so Judah trying to speak super nice to him. He was like, my Lord, what did he say? He said, then Judah came near to him and said, oh my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in thy Lord's ear, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant. So he's like, man, I'm your servant. Please just allow your servant to say something to you. You understand? Just please let me just tell you something right quick, please, because that's my Lord brother. I can't allow you to I gotta at least protest this. You know what I'm saying? I can't allow my little brother to be a slave, especially after my dad said he knew this was gonna happen. You understand? He knew this was something like this was gonna happen, right? So, and he said, "For thou art even as Pharaoh." So he's trying to gas him up. He said, "Man, you was even as Pharaoh." You understand? You man, it's Pharaoh, then they go you, but man, y'all like this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no difference, man. He said, my Lord, so like he said, my Lord asked his servant, saying, have ye a father or a brother? And we said unto my Lord, we have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him. And thou said it unto thy servant, bring him down unto me, that I say, set mine eyes upon him. And we said unto my servant, the lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. And thou said it unto thy servants, except your youngest brother come down with you, ye shall see my face no more. And it came to pass, when we came up into thy servant my father, we told him the words of my Lord. And our father said, go again and buy us a little food. And we said, we cannot go down if our youngest brother be with us. Then we will go down, for we may not see the man's face except our youngest brother be with us. So he giving him a breakdown. He telling him like, he basically giving them the whole conversation that they had. He was like, my Lord, we only came here to buy food. You know what I'm saying? You said that we was some spies. We told you that we was the all the sons of one man. You know what I'm saying? We was all the sons of Israel. We're not spies. You know what I'm saying? And then you asked us what the rest of our brothers was. We told you that one of our brothers was hella young. He's with our father. You understand? And we told you the other one is dead. You know what I'm saying? Then this happened. You know what I'm saying? Then this is happening. And it said, and it came to pass when it said to so like, and it came to pass when we came into thy servant, my father, we told him the words of my Lord. So he said, you told us that, you know what I'm saying, we can't get no food unless we bring Benjamin back. You understand? And we went and told our father this, and then now we bring Benjamin here, and look what happened. Let me see. And we said, we cannot go down if our youngest brother be with us. Then will we go down, for we may not see this man's face except our younger brother be with us. And thy servant my father said unto us, ye know that my wife bare me 2 sons, and the one went out from me, and I said, surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, he shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. So he said, he telling them what their father said. The father said, man, look, I had 2 sons by this woman. One of them for sure got ripped into pieces. Y'all brought his coat back. You understand? And if I let the other one go with y'all and some mischief, some evil happened to him, you understand? I'm already old. I'm gonna go to the grave. I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? If something happened to my son, man. You understand? I'm gonna die. I don't want that to happen. Now, therefore, when I come to thy servant, my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it shall come to pass when he seeth that the lad is not with us, that he will die, and thy servant shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant, our father, with sorrow to the grave. So he said, now you saying that we all can go, but Benjamin got to stay here and be your servant. He was like, man, when we return back to our father and he see that our brother ain't with us, you know what I'm saying? He for sure gonna die. He too old. He gonna die. As soon as he look up and see that our brother not with us, you know what I'm saying? He gonna know mischief befell him, and he's gonna die on the spot because he's so old. You know what I'm saying? For thy servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, if I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father forever. Now therefore I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad a bondman to my lord, and let the lad go up with his brethren. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me, lest peradventure I see the evil that shall come on my father. He said, man, just take me. Let my brother go with the rest of them. How can I go and leave my brother here, knowing that when my dad see me, he's gonna die? You understand? That's gonna be something I gotta take the grave with me, knowing that I participated in killing my brother. I'm saying, how the hell can I live after that? That's what he's saying. Verse 45. Then Joseph could not refrain himself. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried, because every man caused every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known to his to his brethren. And he wept loud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said to his brethren, I am Joseph. Doeth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said to his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grievous nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me thither. So Joseph couldn't hold his emotion no more. He already broke down one time. And then just hearing Judah saying that their father gonna die if Benjamin stay, and you know what I'm saying, he couldn't hold it no more. He was like, you know what, look, man, I'm your brother. He like, now I'm Joseph, man, who you sold into slavery. You understand? And he started crying. He was like, man, come here, bro. Y'all niggas give me some hugs. You know what I'm saying? Dap me up right quick. I'm your brother, man, that you sold into slavery. Look at me, man. You know what I'm saying? What's up with our father? Is he about to die? Is he good? You know what I'm saying? Do we need to go get him right now? What's up with him? He said, and he wept loud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. So everybody, he was crying so loud, the Egyptians and the Pharaoh heard him. You understand? And Joseph said to his brethren, I am Joseph. Do if my father yet live? He said, I'm your brother, man. Is our father still alive? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. His brothers couldn't even answer him. They're like, whoa, what? You are a brother. You are Lord brother. They're like, wow. They couldn't even answer him. You know what I'm saying? And Joseph said to his brother, verse 4. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me thither. For God did send me before you to preserve life. So he said, don't even be angry at what y'all did to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't even be grieved at what y'all did to me, man. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't see my family in so long. I ain't seen y'all so long. Don't even be grieved, because God wanted this to happen so I can preserve life. And what he mean by that is so he can save them. Because you got to remember, it was a famine going on land. You understand? It wasn't no food in the land at all. You understand? So if Joseph would have never been sold to Egypt, then Pharaoh would have never got his dreams interpreted. And then therefore there would be nobody with food at all. You understand? But being that he got sold in Egypt, he was able to interpret Pharaoh's dreams, and he was able to save enough food to sell it to everybody and get money for it, and still have food for themselves and be able to give to his family. You understand? Because if it wasn't for that, it probably wouldn't be no Israel. You know what I'm saying? So he said, don't be mad. Don't be mad, man. All this happened for a reason. He was like, it ain't like I'm just a lame so-called Egyptian. I'm top rank. I'm like the next under the president. So he's like, man, this had to happen, man. He said, now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that ye sold me thither, for God did send me before you to preserve life. For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in which there shall neither be uh, earing nor harvest. And God sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So he said, God made this happen, man, so I can save y'all. because we only 2 years into the famine, but this our second time coming back. You understand? We got 5 years to go. You understand? So God did this so I can save y'all, man. You understand? And that's heavy right there. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but God, and he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste me and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children and thy children's children, and thy flock and thy herds, and all that thou hast. So he said, go tell our father that I'm basically the king of Egypt. Go tell our father, man, and tell him to to bring all his wives, all his children, all his cattle, everything that y'all got, even y'all children. Make sure all y'all come to Egypt. You understand? And y'all gonna stay in Goshen because we separate from the Egyptians. So I got a whole city that y'all gonna stay in, man. It's gonna be just ours. And he said, verse 11, and there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. So he said, man, if y'all stay in Egypt, I'm gonna be able to nourish y'all. You understand? Because y'all right up under this roof. You know what I'm saying? But because if y'all don't, y'all gonna fall to poverty. You understand? Y'all ain't gonna have no food. You ain't gonna have no water. Y'all ain't gonna survive. You understand? And behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. And ye shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that ye have seen, and ye shall haste and bring down my father thither. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. And moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. After that, his brethren talked with him. And the fame therefore was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come, and it pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. So he dapped all his brothers up, and he was like, man, go tell my father and them that I'm the king, man. Y'all welcome here. You understand? Y'all ain't gonna be in poverty. Y'all finna be rich just like me. All y'all come live in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, Benjamin, I'm telling all this to you. You specifically who I'm talking to. I want you to tell our father this. You understand? And he dapped all his brothers up, and then everybody heard about it. Like then Joseph's brother, all the Egyptians heard that Joseph's brothers was here, and they was all that's good. You found your family. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, say unto thy brethren, this do ye, lad your breast, and go and get you unto the land of Canaan, and take your father. Oh yeah, this so Salaki. And it said, and Pharaoh said to Joseph, say unto thy brethren, this do ye, lad your beast, and go and get you unto the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households, and come unto me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. So Pharaoh said, man, look, you go get your father, and then all he got. You understand? And y'all come back, and I'm gonna make sure you got the good part of the land of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's talking about milk and honey, and then you gonna just I'm gonna put y'all as gonna be milk and honey. You understand? And take your father and your households and come to me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. Now thou art commanded, this do ye, take you wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. Also regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. And the children of Israel did so. And Joseph gave them wagons according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provision for the way. To all of them he gave each man changes of raiment. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. You know what I'm saying? So Pharaoh said, man, could take all these wagons and shit, stuff that we got, and for your little children and your wives, and put them all on here and bring them back. And I'm going to make sure y'all get the best part of this land. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to have the best part. Why did Pharaoh do this again? Did Pharaoh do this because Joseph was Egyptian? Did Pharaoh do this because he loved him? No. You got to remember, Pharaoh only did this and he only let Joseph out of prison because Joseph not translated, but interpreted his dream, and he was right. You understand? I mean, your oppressor will never care about you. He only cared about you because Joseph interpreted his dream, and it allowed Egypt to become more rich than they already was, and become more powerful than they already was. All because Joseph interpreted their dream. He didn't give a damn about Joseph. You know what I'm saying? He gave a damn about his nation. You know what I'm saying? Staying on top, staying above everybody. You know what I'm saying? Having everybody else as slaves. That's what he cared about. You know what I'm saying? Joseph was just a good slave, and he rewarded him for that. You understand? So don't think that the Pharaoh gave him all this stuff because he cared about him. Nah, he just stopped Egypt from falling. You understand? And that's the same thing with these entertainers, and you understand they stop America from falling. You understand, by putting out music to get you to go shoot another black man and put you in jail by putting all this propaganda out about these holidays need to be celebrated, and you understand that all these entertainers and people that you look up to, they make America great. You understand, and you make America great by following them. You understand? And it was the same thing going on with Joseph back then. Joseph interpreted his dream, and it made America great. I mean, it made Egypt great. You understand? If it weren't for that, he wouldn't give a damn about him. You understand? He wouldn't give a damn about him. But I'm going to keep reading. Yeah. You see. Verse 22. To all of them he gave each man's changes of remnant, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of remnant. And to his father he sent after his manner 10 asses laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 she-asses laden with corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. So he sent his brethren away, and they departed. And he said unto them, see that ye fall not out by the way. So he sent 10 asses with corn and bread. He sent another 10 asses with all the good things in Egypt, all the ointments and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, oils and anything you can think of, gold. He sent that to his father. And he was like, this should last him the journey on the way back to Egypt. All right, let me see. Keep reading. And they went out. And they went up out of Egypt and came into the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told him, saying, Joseph is yet alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. So, because you got to remember, Jacob, he thinking that Joseph is dead. He thought an animal ripped him into pieces. You know what I'm saying? He not knowing that his brothers lied to him. You understand? They sold their brother into slavery, man. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't get no money for it. Not to say that would have made it right, but you understand? Didn't get no money for it or nothing. Sold their brother into slavery. You know what I'm saying? They know that he's not dead. They just don't know where the hell he at. But the father thought that he was dead. So when they telling him this, like, Joseph is the governor of the whole land of Egypt, man. He said that this and whoopty whoop whoop, he alive. He not dead. His heart almost gave out. He like, what? I've been thinking he been dead all these years. He alive? And he is governor over all the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. And Israel said, is it enough? Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die. He's like, man, that's all I've been wanting. Now I can die and be in peace, man. You understand? My son is alive. Keep reading. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here I am. And he said, I am the God. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down to Egypt, for I will there make thee a great nation. So then, when it's time for Jacob and all his sons to go to Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Because Joseph told him to come back. He going to sleep, and he had a dream You know what I'm saying? And the Lord told him to go to Egypt. You do this is the right thing to do. You need to go to Egypt because there I'm gonna make you a mighty and strong nation. You understand? That's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna make you a mighty and strong nation down there in Egypt. Salakia. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading verse 4. And I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again, and Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came to Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him. So you understand? He was like, man, before you die, don't even worry about it. You're gonna get to see your son. Just do exactly what he told you to do, man. Make sure you put all your wives and children on these wagons, get everything that y'all got, and go into Egypt. Because there, I'm gonna make you a mighty strong nation, man. I'm gonna make you a great nation, and you're gonna be able to see your son before you die. His sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his daughters' daughters, and all his seeds brought him with him into Egypt. And these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons Reuben, Jacob firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Hanak and Phalu, Herzon and Carmi, and the sons of Simeon, Jumel and Jamin, Ohad, Jakim, Zakar, and Shaul, the son of the Canaanite woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Gathath, and Miriam. And the sons of Judah, Onan, Shelah, Pharaz, Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of, of Pharez were Herzon and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Fuva, and Job and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered and Elo and Jahel. These be the sons of Leah, which she bore unto Jacob in Padam Haram, with the daughter with his daughter Dinah. And the souls of his sons and his daughters were 30 and 3. And the sons of Gad, Zephai, Haggai, Shuni, Esbon, Eri, Aradi, Ariel. And the sons of Asher, Jimna, Ishua, Isu, Beria, Sarah, their sister, and the sons of Beria, and the sons of Beria, Heber, and Malachi. And these are the sons of Zilpha, which Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and then she bare unto Jacob even 16 souls. The sons of Rachel's Slakia, the son of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Bakar, Ashbel, Gerba, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mupin, Mupim, Hupim, and Arad. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Jacob. All these souls were 14. And the sons of Dan is Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Hazil, and Guni, Zerah, Shemlan. And these are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave to Rachel, his daughter, and she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. And all the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's wives, all the souls were threescore and 6. You understand? So three score and 6 is a three score and 6 like a What is the score again? Like 100, 3 scoring 6. Yeah, like 100. Like, let me see. And all besides Jacob's sons' wives and all the souls were 3 score and 6. So 36, 36. It was like 100 something souls. It was like they was like 100 deep when they got into Egypt, including Joseph and all his children and his children. You understand? And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 3 score and 10. Okay, so let me actually look this up right quick, just to be more accurate. Okay, so all the souls of Jacob was 66, was 66 people. You know what I'm saying? The sons of Joseph were 3 score and 10. So it was about almost a hundred souls, or like 90 some souls that came into Egypt. You understand? And when you go into the story, nigga, we down there left hundreds of thousands deep by the time we got out that slavery. You understand? But we ain't gonna go over that whole story. This is just a history about how we got into Egypt, not about how we got out. So maybe next week I'll go into how we got out. That might be a week or two class, but it ain't no sweat. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end the class. We got Passover coming up. You know what I'm saying? April 24th. It's gonna be for the first time ever. It's gonna be in Houston, Texas. You understand? 14149 Player Street at the BH Ranch. You understand? April 21st, we got the Slaughter of the Lamb. You understand? What's April 22nd? April 22nd is the mansion party. You know what I'm saying? April 23rd is something. I forgot exactly what it is. April 24th, the Passover. You know what I'm saying? April 25th, the unleavened bread. Feast on Unleavened Bread. So that whole week we're gonna be in Houston. Make sure y'all join us, man. You understand? Make sure y'all like and subscribe to all YouTube platforms, social media platforms. You understand? And get this real word, man. That being said, I'm in the class. Shalom. Y'all about Shimmy out shot bracket thought all the brothers. Y'all Shema thought about Shimmy out shout all the sisters. Shalom. Also tune in tomorrow as well with me and Officer Shia War of 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday brotherhood class. You understand? Like I said, like and subscribe. Next time I'm gonna put the number in the box, so if any brothers and sisters got any questions, they can call in. You understand? But yeah, with that being said, shalom. Why ain't my live in there?